This is the Adizero Adios Pro 4, Adidas's latest flagship racing shoe. Back in 2021, I had version 2 of this shoe and got on terribly with it. I had so many stability issues with it. Version 3 kind of just passed me by as a bit of a non-event. But then version 4 came out. I saw the early images. I heard all about the big updates Adidas had made with this shoe, and I just had to get it in. I want to see, is all that hype real? How good is this updated foam in this shoe? How fast is it? And maybe most importantly, could this be my race shoe for the upcoming London Marathon? We're going to go through all of that stuff, the facts and figures, the likes, the dislikes that we always do. Right, let's get stuck in first with the differences between this and the outgoing Pro 3. So what's changed with this shoe? Well, actually, it's very different from the Pro 3. So much so that some of the lovers of the Pro 3 might be a little bit disappointed with this update. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. We've now got a new upper, which is a little bit lighter, and the shoe overall is much lighter than the outgoing model. Both had the Light Strike Pro foam, but this updated foam here is now a little bit lighter, a little bit airier as well. The composition has changed. It's now very, very soft, much softer than the outgoing version 3. We now have a more aggressive rocker at the front of the shoe as well. The bend just begins a little bit further up the foot. It's also a little bit wider across the forefoot. We've got the same stack and the same drop though, and most importantly, the price does remain the same, which is really good given the amount of updates with this shoe. Right, let's have a chat about the facts and figures. So the purpose of the Adizero Adios Pro 4, this really is billed as your half marathon and marathon racing shoe. Price-wise, this set me back £220, and of course I bought this 100% with my own money, so I can give you that completely honest, impartial review. Absolutely nothing sponsored or anything gifted with this shoe. I'm spending my own money to bring you these reviews. Stack height at the back, we've got the 39mm as Adidas like to put on their new shoes, and that's giving a 6mm drop overall. And weight-wise, this is coming in at just 237 grams from me in my UK size 12. Incredibly light even in this segment. This is a neutral shoe. The upper, we've now got this woven mesh upper, which is actually pretty breathable as well, with Adidas's new Light Lock system, which you can see on the side here in these fluorescent sections, which is this updated system really helping to hold that foot in place at all paces. Midsole-wise, we've got this double layer of the Light Strike Pro foam. The full length of that now updated, as I say, a little bit lighter, a little bit softer as well. Plate-wise with the shoe, it doesn't have a plate. It has Adidas's energy rods that run throughout the shoe. You can see them on the bottom here. It's a little bit like a foot or a hand, the way they sort of splay out with these rods, springing the foot forward with every stride. Outsole-wise, we've just got this tiny little patch of Continental rubber at the front, and then this new outsole that you can see on the bottom of the shoe here, this light traction outsole. It is incredibly grippy. We'll come on to have a chat about that further on in the video. There are no different widths available, and was this true to size? This is a really tricky one. A lot of people want to know what I got in this shoe. I went for my regular size 12. I pretty much always order my shoes in just my regular size, and they were just about okay. I think it was fine for me because my feet are slightly on the narrow side. If you are in doubt, then I would recommend going half a size up. Let me know if you got the shoe. Let people know down in the comments, what did you do? Right, let's have a chat all about my likes. My first like with the shoe is it is supremely comfortable. Now, longer term viewers of the channel know my favorite comfort race shoe has always been the Nike Vaporfly 3, and I think this one, surprisingly to me, does take its crown, because it was just so comfortable at all different paces as well, but especially at my marathon race pace. I was worried about the lack of padding at the rear of the shoe here. There just isn't much there, but to be fair, there isn't much there on the Vaporfly 3. I had absolutely no heel slip at all. I didn't need to do heel lock lacing, but it just about works if you want to. The tongue is okay for regular lacing. Heel lock, you haven't got much space there, but it does work. And with the gusset tongue, I think you can call this a gusset tongue. It's sort of attached very high up against the upper of the shoe here. It just stays in place really fantastically, holds the foot in place really well. Really good straight out the box, no break-in period needed with this shoe. The light lock feature just giving a really good snug fit. Absolutely no hot spots, no blisters or anything like that. Just the absolute comfort king and a joy to run in. My second like with this shoe is just quickly talking about the price of the shoe. Adidas have kept the price the same. Thank you so much for that. In a very inflation world that we live in at the moment, it's now significantly cheaper than that Vaporfly, as the Nike prices do tend to go up a little bit slightly. We'll have to see what Nike Vaporfly version 4 will be price-wise when that comes out later on this year. But yeah, kudos for Adidas for keeping that price the same. Moving on to the third like with the shoe, we're going to have a quick chat about the grip. Now, Adidas are really renowned for providing excellent grip on the bottom of their shoes. This shoe is absolutely no exception to that rule. The best I've ever tested in a race day shoe. Even in the wet conditions I've been testing this shoe in the British winter, doing some sessions out on the Thames Path, it's really been fantastic. We've got this updated Adidas light traction outsole with the shoe here, and then a little bit of the traditional Continental rubber here. And as I say, it just works fantastically. Cornering, you have really good confidence in the shoe. You're not going to slip if you're going through some wet aid stations where there's lots of water on the floor in a race. It's really going to grip fantastically well. I also feel this outsole is going to last pretty well as well. We're not getting much wear on this shoe. We've done about 50 Ks in the shoe so far, and it's holding up absolutely fantastically. Moving on to my fourth like is the lightweight nature, and this is a very fast shoe. That's why most people want to buy a shoe like this. It's lightweight, it's snappy. Personally, love the rocker at the front of the shoe, which is really good for your forefoot and your midfoot strikers, giving a lovely, silky, smooth transition through the foot strike. I know I said in the facts and figures section, because that's how Adidas are billing it, this shoe is perfect for those marathon and half marathon paces, but I really think you could excel at your 5K and 10K distance here with this one, and it's etching into Adidas's sort of Takumi Sen territory, but I really would say I would personally favour this shoe over the Takumi Sen if I was going for something like a 5K or a 10K. That shoe is undoubtedly a little bit lighter and a little bit snappier, but I think a lot of people would be happy in this one given the amount of comfort on offer here. The weight of the shoe has dropped so much as well, which is always welcome, and now this really is one of the very lightest super shoes out there. And then my fifth like with this shoe is I really love this new updated formula that they've got in the Like Strike Pro foam. It's very bouncy, it's very energetic, which combined with this rocker just edges you to go faster in the shoe. You really don't notice the rods running through the shoe that much. They're just there in the background doing their thing. This really does offer quite a natural feel to the foot strike, adding to that speed. But as we always say on the channel, it's not all about the likes. We're going to bring you those dislikes, so let's get stuck into those now. The first one being, and these really are more sort of observations with the shoe, this is probably going to be too soft for heavier runners out there, especially heel strikers. The foam at the back of the shoe is particularly soft here, and if you're a heavier heel striker, there's going to be a lot of instability towards the back of the shoe. Midfoot strikers, forefoot strikers, going to be okay. People with wider feet could also struggle. If you have got slightly wider feet, go half a size up. Generally, the width is pretty good as these shoes go, but it won't be for everyone. There are no wider options with this shoe, unfortunately. My third dislike, just this section at the back of the shoe here. I have been getting some hitchhikers, some rocks getting stuck in there. Of course, this isn't really going to happen on race day. And my fourth dislike, these laces that Adidas provide in their shoes. Yes, they're very lightweight, but I think personally I would want to change them out. They're incredibly cheap and they just don't look very nice. They don't feel very nice. And you might just want to change them out. Potentially they might snap or something just over time. I just don't think they'll last very well. But it's a very minor dislike, I'm being honest. I'm having to nitpick a lot with this shoe because for me, it's been really fantastic. So with that, let's move on to my conclusions. So do I recommend the Pro 4? Is it going in my rotation? Are we going to be running London Marathon in it? Well, yes. Yes, I do recommend the shoe, firstly. It's an absolutely brilliant racing shoe. Nike are really going to have to up their game when Vaporfly 4 drops. Because if I've got a race tomorrow and I want to go out there in all-out comfort and speed, this has now replaced the Vaporfly 3. So who should buy the Pro 4? Really, well, anybody. Regular runners looking for the latest half marathon and marathon racing shoe. Anyone looking to go out there in all-out comfort and run a very fast race. So thanks very much for following along with this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. We always want to hear what you've got to say. Did you like the shoe? Have you got it in? Do you want to get it in? Coming up next will be our full Adidas comparison. That's going to be out in about a week's time, so it might not be there yet, but it will be very soon. That's it, guys. Keep on working hard. Keep on it done. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.